my body clock is adjusted to training camp. And when training camp starts in our world, football season starts, baby. Right. So let's talk about some of these position battles, as it is right around the corner. We'll start with Drake Maye and Jacoby Brissett. That's what everyone wants to talk about now. On this show, you already know, behind enemy lines, George and I are diametrically opposed. Yep. George essentially wants a red shirt for Drake Maye. He wants to treat this like red shirt, don't even play this season. I'm like, bro, you're going to get everyone fired. I want Drake Maye by week 8, but I reserve the right to say it sooner because I'm trending sooner with all the news out of OTAs and mini camps, and he's picking things up quick. We're going to get to Hard Knocks later, but he doesn't have Shaq for brains like the kid can process quick. Keegs, I think Drake Maye might beat out Jacoby Brissett, but the Patriots decide to still start Jacoby because they just want to bring the kid along slowly. I actually think Drake Maye is going to outperform Jacoby in camp anyways.
So I'll say this. You love being around here, and I get it, because who would want to be anywhere else, right?
That's right.
You weren't here 3 years ago.
No, I wasn't.
And let me tell you a story about what happened 4 years ago.
Okay.
Cam Newton.
Oh.
He's the veteran, right?
Yes.
He comes into camp, everybody says, all right, this is Cam Newton's team still. He's got one more year.
Yep.
And then we're going to hand the reins to Mac Jones.
Yep.
And then what happens during training camp?
Mm-hmm.
Mac Jones outplays him.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think anybody who covered that team in 2021 will forget the practice against the New York Giants where Mac Jones looked like the second coming of Tom Brady.
Come on.
Best quarterback I've ever seen on a field. It was unbelievable. So you got to give him the job, right? Wow. That's what the Patriots do. They give him the job. Look where we're at.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's one of those things where this is obviously a different coaching staff, different regime. But at the end of the day, a lot of the people who are here now are just in a bigger chair than they were before. They were here back then.
Right.
So they saw a team get handed to a guy who wasn't prepared. He wasn't ready for the job, and he obviously way over exceeded any expectations of his rookie year. And then the changes start coming, and it goes straight down. I don't think that they're willing to go through that again.
Yeah.
I do think that they're willing to wait a year, if it has to be that long, which I don't think it will be, to just give this job to Jacoby Brissett, let Drake Maye sit and take everything in, learn how to be a professional, whatever that means. You hear it all the time. I don't know what it means, but they say it, so it's got to mean something.
Yeah.
Learn how to be a pro.
Yep.
Learn the offense. Become comfortable. Have his own voice in the huddle. It's those things that you always hear. I think Drake Maye is going to look much better than Jacoby Brissett when we're down there.
Okay.
I don't think there's any chance in hell he starts in week 1.
Okay. All right. Now, I want to set you up for some of these rapid fire style.
Yep.
How about the third QB? I'm personally, I'm over Bailey Zappi. I've seen it. I've seen the movie. I hate the ending.
Yeah.
Give me that big freak in Joe Milton, please. Thank you. I have not seen that movie yet. I saw snippets of it in college. I saw a cyborg-like athlete that can throw a football over those mountains. Bailey Zappi can't do any of that damn stuff. So I'm good on him. I'm Joe Milton, but that's just me. What do you see? How do you think it's going to play out with that third quarterback?
I think the third quarterback is going to be won by the practice squad because there's no way they keep 3 going into the year, I don't think.
Okay.
But I do think when you look at a practice squad guy, what is that for? It's for a guy like Joe Milton, where you can continue to develop. You don't need Bailey Zappi around anymore because in a perfect world, halfway through this year, Drake Maye's your starter, Jacoby Brissett's your backup, and there's no point in having Bailey Zappi around. So if we're talking about the third quarterback anywhere on the roster, I think it's going to end up being Joe Milton going into the year.
Okay. Just take me inside the wide receiver room because I don't know if any of these kids can play. I'm partial to Pop Douglas, but he's small. And then, to be honest, if I had my way, Juju wouldn't even be on the roster now. Yeah. So, I mean, I don't think anyone can play in that room, and I certainly don't know who can. So I don't want to get rid of all of them because someone's got to emerge. Like, take me through what's going on in the wide receiver room.
I think the only person who has a job right now is Pop Douglas. and not saying, like, other guys are going to make the roster. Obviously, Jalen Polk's going to make the roster.
Of course.
KJ Osborne, Kendrick Bourne. But the only person who has a role in this offense is Pop Douglas. He's your slot receiver, and I think he can be a really good slot receiver.
I do, too. I like him.
And with the way that they're going to be running this offense, I think they're going to need multiple guys to fill that role.
Mm-hmm.
And what that does is it opens up something for Pop Douglas where he can move around a little bit. You can use him as that Swiss Army knife. Like, he's not a Deebo Samuel in size or physicality, but in terms of what he can do, he can move around with the ball, he can move without the ball, stuff like that. So he has a role. Jalen Polk, obviously, they're hoping he can be a legit wide receiver 1. Can he? Who knows? But he's going to be on the team. Javon Baker, I think, is sneaky on the bubble. Not in terms of, like, they're ready to cut him, obviously, but for what he shows on the field, I don't necessarily think it's all that much better than what they already have in terms of a Kendrick Bourne or a Kayshon Boutte, Tyquan Thornton. You know what I mean? Like,
that's interesting, Keeks, because you let him tell it he's Jerry Rice.
Right. And, of course, you got to love the confidence.
Yeah.
I have no qualms with thinking that you're the man, but I just don't know if he's there yet. Yeah. And how will he take, like you said, he thinks he's Jerry Rice. How will he take being told, you're not even close? And you're going to be sitting a lot. You'll be on the roster, but maybe you'll be a healthy scratch early in the year, and you're not going to be really seeing the field. So I think that's a sneaky thing that you have to look at, where how do they want to approach these guys who are on the bubble? Will they just sneak a Tyquan Thornton onto the roster because he has a special teams value, and then do healthy inactives for Javon Baker? It's a question. I think we're going to start seeing that more throughout camp than obviously before, because right now everybody thinks they're going to be throwing him bombs during practices, and he's going to put on a show, and he might, but I'm not super confident in that right now.
That's going to be interesting to watch, because the way that guy talked, he may get some humble pie, or he may back up all the stuff he's saying. So I'm going to keep my eye on that.
We'd love to see it.
Running back 3, listen, I'm a Ramondre guy. I already told you. I know you are too.
Right.
I covered Antonio Gibson in Washington. I don't think he's an every down back, but I think in this role he's going to thrive. He can catch. He's a really solid running back. He puts the ball on the ground a little too much for me, but I think in this role he's going to shine. I love the 1-2 punch, and I don't give a rat's ass about RB3, but I know you do. Who is it?
See, that's the thing. I wanted to ask you
who I like.
If you could name.
I know Jermichael Hasty's
there
around.
There you go.
I don't know
Got anybody else? So that's the thing. I think at the end of the day, you just need bodies in a running back room.
Yeah.
You can't get through a season with 2 guys. They tried it last year, and it kind of worked. Like Ezekiel Elliott had the healthiest and best season he's had in a few years.
It's one of the lone bright spots.
But with Ramondre's history and Antonio Gibson putting the ball on the ground, you just need bodies. So Kevin Harris is a guy, obviously. I think he's the leader in the clubhouse. I talked to Taylor Embry at practice during OTAs, who's the running backs coach, and I asked him, what do these guys need to do to actually make the roster, these 3rd and 4th running backs on the depth chart? And he said, it doesn't start with me. It starts with special teams.
Right.
The special teams coaches are going to tell me who my 3rd running back is.
Right.
So is Kevin Harris going to be able to do that? He hasn't played special teams so far. They've obviously tried him out. Jermichael Hasty is too damn small to be playing special teams.
He's small.
He's not a return guy.
Yeah.
Who I have my eye on is Sean Fenwick. He's a rookie free agent.
Okay.
Didn't get drafted, coming out of Oregon State. Go watch some Deshaun Fenwick highlights.
Yeah.
You're already on YouTube, I assume, watching this.
Right.
When you're done with us, switch over. This guy's electric.
Okay.
He can run. He can catch. He can do anything you need. He can pass protect. So I think he's a guy that sneakily might make this roster.
Yeah, I actually thought going back to the draft, they should have drafted a decent running back.
I agree.
Late. You could get one late, but there's great running backs in the draft. Just take one. And I would have preferred, to be honest, to get a big body. I would have preferred to get someone like a Ramondre.
And maybe they did take one, because Jaheim Bell, the tight end they took, first 3 years in college, he played running back.
That's interesting.
New to tight end.
Okay.
Again, Taylor Embry told me that he needs a fullback. He wants a fullback. He's been begging for a fullback. So maybe that's their guy, where he can do a little bit of everything.
The plot thickens. We'll keep our eye on that.
Keep your eye on 88.
All George does on this show is yell about I want Drake Maye to start too soon and how the Patriots are a mess at left tackle. What do you see there?
This is out of respect to my boy. I had to bring it up, obviously, the offensive line. Throughout OTAs, Caden Wallace did not touch left tackle.
Wow.
Chuck Okorafor, that was the guy. Wallace was playing right tackle. They had Mike Onwenu at guard. So my question is, are you going to give Caden Wallace the opportunity to actually win that job? Or have you already resigned yourself to the fact that he can't make the switch? We'll put him at right tackle. We'll just put the best 5 out there, which is going to slide Mike Onwenu in. Okorafor is going to be left tackle. That seems like a mess that I want no part of. So give Caden Wallace an opportunity to play left tackle. This is my plea.
Yeah.
It's not even a guess or anything. I'm just asking, give him a shot.
Give him a chance.
Give him a shot. The poor guy. Just give him a chance.